podcast, hosted by Carl Price and Paul Mullins. Coming to you live from
You
Louisville,
are listening to
Kentucky.
Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. So listen responsibly.
It's the best of the best. It's the one and only DJ Ice, Louisville's coldest DJ.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Hey, thank you all. Welcome to Conscious Fever here on ICE Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. I am Carl Price, your host. Thank you for joining me tonight here on Conscious Fever. We are live here in Louisville, Kentucky, as we are almost every Thursday. I'm here tonight with attorney Paul Mullins, who's co-hosting the show tonight, as you heard in the promo. A couple of things we're going to be doing tonight, and we're going to run right through this show as best we can. First of all, we're going to be remembering Junior Bridgman. We're going to remember Junior Bridgman. For those of you who don't know, Junior Bridgman was a member of the Louisville, Kentucky community. He was a former basketball standout at the University of Louisville, former NBA star, and one of the few black billionaires in this country. Actually, one of the few black male billionaires in this country. But unfortunately, he passed away. And if I'm not mistaken, I think his service is either today, tomorrow, or Saturday. I'm not sure. For some reason, I thought it was Friday. I thought somebody told me that it was Friday. But anyway, may he rest in peace. But we're going to remember him tonight with a piece that is sponsored only here by ICE Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio with the help of Sports Illustrated and some other favorites from the YouTube channel. In addition to that, my co-host is going to talk about Donald Trump. I think he's fixated on this man, that he can't stop talking about him, because there was some conversation that he is removing all of the federal prohibitions to funding entities that have segregation policies. So some of you may remember that I said that if Donald Trump gets back in the office, he's going to roll back a lot. And one of those things that he was going to roll back is this segregation thing. We're going to have an opportunity to actually talk about that tonight, because there is this stigma among some men in this country, particularly white men, and there's a lot of white men in this country, particularly in the South, that feel that they have been victimized for many, many years with the beginning of the so-called affirmative action, and we can talk about that as well. In addition to that, we're going to talk about the University of Louisville basketball. We hailed Pat Kelsey last week and gave him his due credit, which was appropriate to do. But today, unfortunately, they lost against a very, very powerful team that came ready to play today, Creighton from the Big East. So anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm Carl Price. My co-host is going to join me on the other side of this. You are listening to Conscious Fever here on ICE Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. I want y'all to listen to this Facebook promo, because if you are not following us on Facebook or the Conscious Fever page or my personal page, then you're missing out. I'm Carl Price, Conscious Fever here on ICE Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. We will be right back. Don't go nowhere.
And we are back with more Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price Esquire.
Hey, welcome back to Conscious Fever here on ICE Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. It's actually hosted by Carl Price Esquire and Paul Mullins, attorney Paul Mullins, who's co-hosting here tonight. I'm going to bring Paul in. Mr. Mullins, Mr. Attorney Mullins, how are you tonight, sir?
Well, how am I? I'm doing all right. I'm doing just all right. Got a shocking result today at lunchtime.
I know, and you wanted so bad to go and watch the University of Louisville. I think if there was a speedy train to Lexington, you would have went.
I'd have been there. I was expecting to go.
It was
Saturday.
unfortunate, right?
They were Creighton was a better team. Creighton had a 7-footer. We knew we had a 7-footer. I didn't think he was.
Did we talk last night, Paul? I think we did, and I told you that I sort of went on ChatGPT and asked who was likely going to win the game, and they said Creighton, but they said Creighton by 2. Of course, they said that North Carolina will lose also. So ChatGPT was not always right, but
I didn't get it right.
But ChatGPT got it right, unfortunately, but it didn't just pick the correct points. And I am going to. I think we should go to the comments real quick because I want to say something here
About Alabama.
I want to say something
The
here.
last second shot.
Here we go, Tammy. All right, now Alabama State University. Okay, so this is HBCU stuff, right?
Is that what that is?
It is actually HBCU stuff. So thanks for joining us tonight, Tammy. Alabama State University, nice tournament run. It really was a nice tournament run because a little bit better coaching, they would have been just fine. Why don't you say hello to Monique, Paul?
Hey, Monique, how you doing?
Yeah. Hello, Monique. Thanks for joining us tonight. McNeese State as well. Well, I think what McNeese State told us tonight, Alvin, was that the ACC was really BS. Now,
What?
Who said
that last time we was here? I think me and Alvin said it last time.
Okay,
Alvin, didn't we say
listen,
that last
Duke
time?
is still there. Duke is still there. Duke is still there.
Me and Alvin said it.
Duke is still there, so let's just leave it at that. Never can count out HBCU. Yes, I don't know what happened. Has Norfolk State played yet? Because there were 2 HBCU schools there. There you go, Paul.
Thanks, Monique.
And good night. Okay,
She's out. She's
right,
out.
Right. Good night for what? Good night for what is Alvin talking about?
He's talking about the fact that we told you the ACC was weak, and you said, and I quote, the ACC will have 4 teams in the Sweet 16 or something crazy.
Well, but they did.
No, they didn't.
Who they have? They had Clemson.
You said 4 teams in like the Sweet 16, and I was telling you we weren't that good, and I said no more than 4 teams. And you thought, I think they're all going to advance to the tournament. Louisville didn't lose because
SEC and Big Ten plus a few conference has the most teams.
Yeah.
Yes, but ACC had at least 4 teams, right?
they
Louisville,
have 4.
North Carolina,
North Carolina was
Clemson,
a playing, right?
and Duke.
You thought there would be more.
I mean, no, I said it would be at least 4 teams.
No, I
I
said
think
no
you-
more than 4, and you said
Okay, well,
there would be
Paul,
more than
look,
4.
man. We ain't
You were,
gonna-
you
we
were
ain't
pumping
gonna
up
go-
that. Look,
listen,
everything's
listen.
on video. We can just roll back the
We-
tape.
we-
Don't try to redo
Okay,
history.
Well, we're not going to get into all
It's
of
like
that.
how your exes do. They just want to rewrite history when you're on the way out, right?
Hey,
You're rewriting
Stephanie.
history right now.
Yeah. Hey, Stephanie.
We all heard you.
But in any case, Paul, I'm going to ask the cameraman to kind of move you over. So there we go. Okay. But in any case, Paul, so let's talk about this. Since we're talking about the tournament, let's just talk about the tournament. I want y'all to stay tuned. Don't log off before we log off because we're gonna be remembering Junior Bridgman tonight. But
Hold on, there's Eric Price.
Eric DJ Price, y'all.
DJ Ice.
Talking my talk now. Hoops. Yeah. Well, I mean, hold on. So we got to go back to the comments now. So DJ Ice, here's the thing. Well, who do you think is going to win? I mean, how far is Duke going to go? Is Cooper Flag playing tonight?
I don't
Do we
think the
know?
ACC is going to do very well.
So you don't think Duke can win?
I
it
don't
all?
think the ACC is going to do very well. I just don't.
You hear that, Ice? Did you hear that, Ice? That's all I'm going to say. Did you hear that, Ice?
We are the Chevy girls.
Yeah, Frank, stick around because we are definitely going to talk about Junior Bridgman and give him his thing. So there you go, Paul. DJ Ice thinks Houston's going to win it.
I'm really glad. I'm not glad that U of L lost, but now I'm going to have some time to get some work done over the next 3 weeks.
Now that it's gone, right?
So I don't care who wins. Don't care who wins at this point.
Okay, so look at this comment. Michigan State University will take it all. You know, I thought Michigan State was one of the teams that could go all the way. I really did. Early in the season, I really did. So it wouldn't surprise me if Michigan State has
Frank says
got his druthers back. Duke can. Yeah, I believe Duke can too, Frank.
Tony believes Duke's going to win. Stephanie wants to know if anybody drives a Chevy.
There you go, Paul.
Got a Duke fan. Got another Duke fan.
Duke probably going to win it all. You see who that is?
Yeah, that's Tony.
Your buddy Perfumo. Yep, Duke is good, but can be beaten. Yeah, I think Duke can be beaten, but the way Duke responded without Cooper Flag, I don't know, y'all. There you go.
It's black.
Yeah, Ice, it's hard to bet this year because so many people are
Florida.
so good.
I'm going to roll with Florida, Eric. DJ Price. I'm rolling with Florida.
So many people. So many of these schools.
Yes, Stephanie. I do drive a
So
Chevy
many of these
Silverado. I'm rolling with Florida. I'm rolling with Florida.
So many of these schools are actually so good. Florida. Who's your pick, by the way, Paul?
I'm taking Florida.
You're taking Florida?
They've been dominant in the SEC tournament, and they got inside players, they got outside players, they got depth. They look very, very dangerous.
Yeah, I'm
unstoppable.
I think that when Cooper Flag went out,
go back up before Tony's comment. I didn't see that one. DJ Price says.
Ice says that was bad play by Louisville without Flag. Yeah, it really was.
So let me make a quick comment. The last time we played them, Cooper Flag was in the game, and we built a big lead. And then he went out because he was in foul trouble for like the big part of the second half. And they came all the way back because we were up big on them when we played them the first time, and then they came all the way back and blew us out. So it was pretty much the same thing as last time.
Florida is like Paul when he wrestled. Uh-oh. DJ Ice is telling us some history that we probably didn't know, Paul.
Tough. He means tough.
Oh, he means tough.
Yeah.
Physical athletes will give Duke players a business.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm willing to wager on that. I'm going to stick with Duke on this. I think I'm going to stick with Duke on this. Houston is like Reggie when he wrestled. Oh, I don't know. I think that's an inside thing when y'all are talking about. Gator Nation says Monique.
Monique's
okay.
going with the Gators.
Louisville had Duke beat the first game.
Yeah.
Absolutely they did.
They came all the way back without Cooper Flag.
Yeah, absolutely they did. They really did. They really did. Paul was tough in wrestling. How tough were you in wrestling, Paul?
I won. I still got some medals. I don't know why I'm hanging on to them, but whatever. They're in a box in the garage.
We all got our medals. I mean, in a box in a closet,
in a garage.
Collecting dust,
right.
In the garage or somewhere like that. But anyway, hold on. Here we go. What is that?
Blow the whistle.
Blow the whistle. Frank, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what does that mean? It's probably a conversation we were having.
Don't forget the women's side. USC will report. Don't forget the women's side. Dawn Stanley will repeat. No better coach or out there. USC for the repeat. Yeah, I think South Carolina can repeat. I really do believe they can repeat. Here's a flirtatious one for you, Paul. Paul, I was in Louisville and I wanted to meet you. Well, what happened, Stephanie?
Still in the same spot.
He's still in the same spot. Carr was a good track, Paul.
That's true.
Yeah, I got the medals to show it.
All right.
Nothing wrong with keeping your medals. Okay, well, I mean, let's just can't meet Carl. He's too. Oh, okay. Well, whatever, Stephanie. We're gonna take that. But anyway, Paul, let's talk about. Yes, I was a track star, Monique. I don't know if they can see your comments, but we're gonna put it up there. Yeah, I was a track star. I was actually an All-American candidate. I really was. So anyway, let us get into this part of our show. Where we are going to, I think, Paul, you want to talk about, if I'm not mistaken, there's some, you ran across some videos of, Donald Trump. But anyway, let's have a little conversation about Donald Trump real quick.
You know, I mean, I'm not obsessed with him. It's just that so much stuff is out there. You cannot turn on a YouTube channel without somebody saying he did this today, and it's just like, you know, I don't have Trump derangement syndrome or whatever they say, but so today I'm reading an article, and it actually happened yesterday, where they say he is rolling back segregation. Now, that's not really what happened. We're going to make jokes. You're going to hear all the memes. But this is what really happened. In government contracts, they had a clause in the contract that says that if you're going to get government money, that you promise not to have segregated facilities or have make your employees
many years ago. That's
segregated
been the law.
Restaurants. It's been the law since like 1965. Well, Trump just said take that language out of the contracts. Does that mean that now segregation is legal, as you're going to get all the memes that's what it means? No. It doesn't mean segregation's legal. It doesn't mean that you can suddenly start saying black-only toilets, white-only toilets. It's not going to happen. But it's causing people concern because it's the first chip in the armor of, you know, desegregation. So, but you would think in a perfect society we don't need that, but once you take it away and it's not illegal, then what?
Hold on, Paul. Now I'm going to challenge you on this. Okay, so he's taken those conditions out of federal funding.
It's just contract memo.
I understand.
It's not a law.
I understand, but you couple that with the fact that he is not going to his attorney general.
You got me defending him. I'm not trying to defend him.
No. I don't want to be misunderstood.
I just wanted to be truthful.
I'm not saying that you're offending it. You're just a messenger. But what I'm saying is that you said something that's a little troubling to me, because you don't think that it's going to get to a certain level. And so I see Forsyth, Georgia, for instance. Remember when Oprah went down to Forsyth, Georgia? I see Forsyth, Georgia saying, my restaurant that I own privately is a black-owned restaurant, and no one in the federal government, in the Department of Justice, is going to enforce the civil rights laws on that. So what's the difference?
I mean, I agree. I have rosy eyes and think we live in a different time where that won't happen, but it certainly could. It ain't going to happen in Louisville, Kentucky. It's not going to happen in San Francisco, California. It's not going to happen in New York City. But you're right. In some small town, in some small county, in some red state, it's certainly possible.
Yeah, I mean, and it's possible. When we talk about it being possible, we're talking about the fact that it is possible that that they can have enforceable segregation laws, right?
I still think segregation is illegal on
illegal.
On your state and federal level for the laws. This is a memo saying get rid of that language. You get rid of the language, doesn't make it legal. I know the memes are out there, and I would be one to advocate, oh my God, look what they're doing. This is crazy. But the truth is taking it out of a contractual language doesn't mean you're changing the law. But what it tells me is that it's giving people a mindset that you don't have to think about that anymore. And that's how you erode a law that's already in existence. For instance, nobody thought, as far as I knew, that Roe v. Wade would ever be overturned, that it would be the law of the land until it wasn't. So this is the chink in the armor that they're eroding away. There's no need to erode that language away.
But isn't that the snowball effect?
It is.
I mean, when the snow...
I still don't believe it. I still don't believe that they'll roll back segregation.
Yeah, I'm sorry that... I was about to disagree with you, but then the language you just used, I don't know if it's the discussion about rolling back segregation, because I don't know what that really means. But what I'm suggesting to you is that if you have anti-segregation laws on the books that you don't enforce,
right,
in effect,
aren't you yes,
rolling back
right,
the anti-segregation
right,
laws, right?
Right, but this memo it's a memo that they put out from the Trump administration to their agencies saying this language is no longer required in the contracts. That doesn't mean that he's saying it's no longer the law, which again is makes it sound like I'm defending this. I just don't want the story to go out that Trump just struck down segregation laws, because that's not what
in
happened.
effect, that's what he's doing, right? I mean, you know, remember
Look,
what
I'm
we
not
say.
going to defend it. I think
No,
it was stupid
you're not
to do
defending it, Paul.
I
We're
think it was
just talking
stupid
about
to do
it.
it. I think it served no purpose. I think the only thing it does is send a message.
We're
And
not-
the message is not good.
You're not defending it, Paul. All I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this: is that as criminal defense attorneys, and even when I was a prosecutor, you and I used to always say, right, that it's not a crime unless you get caught. But we knew it was a crime, right? But we would always say that it's not a crime until you get caught. But you're not breaking the law if the individuals who are charged with enforcing the law are not going to enforce it.
I just don't think this. I'm just being fair. I don't think that the
I know
memo is
you're being
saying-
optimistic, and I mean
I'm not optimistic. I'm just
optimistic,
saying
and
I
that's
just don't
great.
think. I think it's easy for me to say, "Oh my God, Trump just rolled back segregation. Now segregation's legal." I've seen that out there, but that's not actually what it said. And I don't feel like I should be defending this. I totally agree. It was senseless to take that language out unless you wanted to send a message, and that's what he did. He sent a message, which is, I don't give a shit about that no more. It's DEI. If it's even close to being DEI, if it's even close to making it look like somebody's better than a white man, I'm taking it out. And that's the message he sent.
Right? Isn't that the best form of DEI? Is anti-segregation laws to them?
Well, anyway.
Right. So all I'm saying.
Let's move on. There's other
no.
stuff he
I
did.
know. Listen, Paul. We're not saying that we're putting you on the chopping block. I'm just saying that it's a good discussion, because it leads me into this discussion. This is one of the discussions that I just want to tell everybody about before we get to these videos that Paul want to talk about. I want y'all to remember 3 words that I'm going to say tonight, because I'm going to have a whole segment on this broadcast about it, on this podcast about it. 7 Mountain Mandate. Okay? 7 mountains, plural, mandate. If you don't know what that is, I want you to write that down. I want you to remember it. When we get off this podcast, I want you to Google it. And I want you to read about it. And then I want you to read about NAR. Okay? 7 mountain mandates, Paul, is basically the blue is a white nationalist Christian group that basically backed Project 2025 and
Okay.
basically wrote Project 2025.
Okay.
So basically, and I'm just going to say this a little bit, and then I'm going to save it for the broadcast when we talk about it. But it talks about controlling the mindset to control the moral fabric of this country. And they talk about attacking 7 mountains. And I can't tell you all the 7 mountains because I don't have that in front of me, but it includes the media. What is
Okay.
Trump doing?
They're doing that, right?
It includes education. What is Trump doing?
Taking down that. So,
Right?
Yes.
It includes technology. What is Trump doing?
right.
Okay? So I'm just going to leave that with you all. So, but when we talk
well,
about
that's
it,
a whole nother show.
it is a whole nother show, and that's why I just said, Paul, that we're going to talk about it on a whole nother show. But what I'm saying to you is that if you all want to know the roadmap that they are trying to follow, it is literally the 7 mountains mandate. And here's the scary part about it: the 7 mountain mandates and NAR. Okay, these 2 white national Christian organizations are the organizations that initially said that Obama was a Muslim, right? Here's the crazy and the scary thing about it. The Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, he is a member of NAR.
I'm reading these comments.
He is a member of NAR. And we can go back to the comments
So
before we
Stephanie
go.
says I need to smile. What I got to smile for? President's taking away my rights. The country's going to hell in a handbasket, and my team lost today. I ain't got nothing to smile about. I'm alive. I guess I'm smiling about that. I ain't got nothing to smile about. My team lost today, Stephanie. We lost. They was in my Sweet 16 Final 8. She don't like it. All right, so
I guess you don't. So anyway, so let's hold on, wait a minute. Monique has one for you. Hey, Paul or Carl, do you know any decent corporate attorneys?
yeah, call us during business hours. We'll hook you up.
Yeah, call Paul at 502.
Give it out to the
Well,
world.
let me-
I mean, you could give out my number, but come on, y'all can find this on the website.
But y'all can
All
find it on the
Go
website.
back to.
Okay, so let's so
I'm gonna
Paul,
look that up. 7 mountains. What is it? 7 mountains to move. or
Seven
something?
Mountains Mandate. Seven
Mandate.
Mountains Mandate.
That is scary.
It is
Number one, attack the media, which has been a full-on assault ever since Trump took office.
Right. It is very scary. Okay, so Paul, so let's talk about Trump's America. Are you ready to talk about this?
Yeah. I
We can
found
turn the volume down.
I found a video out there that was a parody of. Y'all remember that song by Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, "This Is America." Now, that was probably done in 2020 or something. I don't remember when the song came out, but it had the shocking visuals in that video, and so they redid it with Trump, Putin, and Elon Musk. And I laughed my butt off. This was done by a website. I think it's called the Mario or something. The author of the website is on the bottom left corner. So if you want to see the original video and everything that's parodied off of that, just literally go to that website. A lot of hilarious stuff. But y'all tell me what y'all think, because I was laughing my butt off.
No. How much you want? This is America. Let me come at you.
Look at here. Look, eggs. Price of eggs. Look at the price of eggs. $25 for a dozen of eggs.
I don't get it.
You don't see these images? He's got America by the balls. He's kissing Putin's balls. Looting.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yes. Elon Musk is torching the nation. The images. Alien invasion. Teslas. Oh no, other cars. Wow. Go back to us.
So what is that all about, Paul?
Come on now, you saw the images. You saw the images. What'd y'all think? Did y'all laugh? Did y'all think it's scary? Did y'all think it's too real? What'd y'all think? Because when I saw it, I was like, wow. If you remember the original Childish Gambino video, it was Alvin, stop it. What? What is this? Stop hating? Are they arguing or something? But anyway, if you remember, the original video was about violence in America, and there was a lot of gun images and a lot of senseless assassinations and murders and all that in the video. But if you saw this one, the first thing I saw was, basically like the country going crazy. Stephanie,
Do you, Paul?
Stephanie. So you didn't like it, Alvin? I thought it was funny.
Did y'all catch the?
I saw Biden's fault in the golf ball. Yeah. I laughed. I know. So to me, it was funny. And then you had Trump kissing Putin's balls. Did you see that one?
Oh, I didn't. I didn't.
There's a whole bunch of images in there. You might have to watch it again. It's the whole bunch of images. And the eggs were $25 a carton. Did y'all see that? When the people were looting the stores, I thought it was hilarious. So, what'd you think, Carl?
I mean, I thought I thought it was interesting. I'm not going to say that I didn't. I'm not saying that I didn't. I mean, it's sort of depressing because this is our world.
I mean, did you think?
I mean, this is our world today. This is our America today. This is our America today. That's all I would say, Paul.
They had Elon Musk there with a flamethrower to the
Right.
country, just torching the country. I mean,
Well, introduce-
whoever put it was the name of the website was Mario or something. Whoever put that together, genius. I loved it. When I saw it, I just fell out of my chair laughing.
Yeah.
So maybe that's boring to y'all, but I thought it was apt.
So there's another one, Paul. You wanna put this one up as well?
No, just play it. People, we got another corny video. Look, all these corny videos and all these memes, y'all have seen them. They're all across the internet. They're
Which is the
all across
Antichrist, Trump, Putin, or Musk?
Putin? No. Trump? No. Elon's
Trump,
pulling the
Elon,
strings.
Putin are in the bed
Elon's pulling
together.
the string. Yeah, that was in the video. They were all coming out of the bedroom together. Putin had a robe on, looking ashamed.
Yeah. Here you go, Paul. So I'll let you talk about this one as well.
This
Check this
this
out.
is just another video. It's hilarious.
So this is
It's a Canadian, something Canadian.
so we're still at war with Canada? Where did you find these videos?
They pop up on my video stream. I watch a lot of politics, so stuff pops up. There's crazy stuff out there. I found more. Canadians put this out. You can cut it anytime. It's just a theme song. So this is what the Canadians are putting out, right? So if you go to the comments, the Canadians hate who doesn't, right? Around the world, who doesn't hate Donald Trump right now? So
yeah. DJ Ice, I agree that Canada is going to cut the lights out, but it's only going to be up in
lights out.
those
Well,
northern states that I think includes Wisconsin and Michigan.
Well, I think they have threatened to cut off our roadway access to Alaska, right? So that's going to be Donald Trump's excuse to invade Canada because they cut off the roads to Alaska. It's just how do you have your only ally, as long as you've existed, has been France and Canada. Right? And Canada was after the United States, but the Canadians, because how are these your only allies since their existence? And you managed in 1 month to piss them all off. They love us. No one hates Canadians. You'd never hear people talking about, oh, we hate those Canadians. You might hear people say you don't like Mexico, you don't like Brazil, or you don't like Venezuela, or go over to Europe and then nobody ever says I hate Canada.
So,
Nobody.
So,
but we've managed to piss them off in 1 month.
So how dangerous does it get? I mean, can it get any worse? And I think it will get worse when now he's defying court orders. Said the plane was in the air.
Well,
apparently there are reports that the plane was not in the air at
Right.
the time the judge said turn back.
So here y'all remember when I said a couple shows ago that I am the Chicken Little, the house is on fire. We are there because we can all watch our YouTube videos, we can all watch our TikToks, we can all live our days, go to work, and live like this ain't happening. And then when people write history 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years later, this is the time. This is the time when America's changing. This is the time where we're either going to overthrow tyranny, and I'm calling it tyranny, or we remain, are we going to, we lose democracy. Several episodes ago, I informed people, y'all know this. America was the first democracy that the world had seen in like 1,500 years. That's a long time. Like when Rome fell to Julius Caesar, which was 44 BC, there was no democracy until the United States started modern democracy. So y'all tell me how much time passed between 44 BC, right? That's when Julius Caesar came in and said, screw this Roman tradition of electing people. I am now the emperor. And we all praise Julius Caesar and say, he was a great leader of Rome. But what people forget is Julius Caesar came in and said, do away with the Senate, do away with democracy. I am the ruler. And
there we go. Paul
that's
giving us
the
a history
problem.
lesson again.
BC. I don't mean to be like that, but
3C, BC. 3C, BC, 4B.
44 BC.
44 BC. Anyway, so Paul, we are also talking about remembering Ulysses Junior Bridgman. So we're going to take a quick break, and when I come back, I am going to talk to you. When we come back, I'm going to talk to you all about Junior Bridgman very briefly, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Junior Bridgman or whatever else y'all want to talk about. But before I go to break, I want to see this comment here. Alvin always has some good stuff to talk. How does these events collide with Bible prophecy? Carl, what are your pastors saying about the bad conditions and Bible prophecy? They are not saying... I can't say that they're saying anything right now, but what I will tell you is that 7 Mountains Mandate, Alvin, check it out, look it up. Remember that I suggested
I don't see this
that you do that.
I don't see this as a biblical event. I see this as a political event, and we can stop it if we use our voices. Otherwise,
not if they cheat.
Well, that's true. I'm worried about the cheating. Believe me, I am. I wasn't before. I am now.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about the cheating. But we've got to put an end to it. We've got to protest. This is our 1960. Remember that when we come back. This is our 1960. That's all we got to remember.
Okay, so we're gonna take a really, really quick break, and when we come back from this break, I'm gonna talk to y'all about Junior Bridgman. I could not come on this podcast tonight since we didn't come on last week and not talk about a black billionaire who actually was a member of our community here in Louisville. Carl Price's Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
Welcome back to Conscious Fever. Here on Ice Entertainment TV, we're remembering the life and legacy of Junior Bridgman. For starters, Bridgman had a successful 12-year career in the NBA, spending most of that time with the Milwaukee Bucks. But his greater success came after his playing days were over, and he entered the world of business. Born in East Chicago, Indiana, Bridgman was a 2-time Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year at University of Louisville, helping to push the Cardinals basketball squad to the Final Four of the 1975 NCAA Division I tournament. His impact on the court made him a first-round draft pick for the Los Angeles Lakers, who traded him and 3 others to the Bucks just weeks later. As a basketball pro, Bridgman played from 1975 to 1987, all but 2 of those seasons with the Bucks. He also played for the Los Angeles Clippers from 1984 to 1986. Averaging double-digit points for 9 straight seasons, he was hailed as one of the era's great sixth men, and he served as president of the National Basketball Players Association from 1985 to 1988. After his playing years were over, Bridgman switched focus to business and became a huge success as a result. He was considered one of the wealthiest ex-players in the world. Before selling in 2016, he owned over 100 Wendy's and Chili's locations. He founded Bridgman Foods Incorporated in 2017 and became a Coca-Cola bottler. And in 2020, he saved Ebony and Jet magazines when he purchased them after they declared bankruptcy. He also co-founded the investment firm Mana Capital Partners, among other business pursuits. In September 2024, he merged his love of basketball and business when he purchased a 10% interest in the Bucks, his former team. His number 2 jersey was retired by the Bucks in 1988.
Junior Bridgman was a solid player. Here's a guy.
At that time, we didn't make the money that players made today, although, it was a great start to life. So even playing or having a chance to play in the NBA, you still knew that you were going to have to do something when you stopped playing. First 4 summers that I was at the NBA, I went to law school. I worked at Howard Johnson's, hopefully get me some experience in the business world. And what I found out was how little you really knew about the business world.
I think it's college ball in Kentucky, played his NBA career in Milwaukee, and there was a real sort of lunch pail style to the way he...
I remember we were going to play the Golden State Warriors that night, and Jim Fitzgerald, who was the owner of the Bucks, came in and sat down, and he asked me, what are you going to do when your playing days are over? And so I made the statement, well, I want to get involved in business. And so he said, well, what kind of business? And I had no clue, and some probably ridiculous answer like, I want to get involved in business. And so he kind of chuckled, and I remember him asking me, wouldn't it be great if we had a copy of next year's Wall Street Journal today? And he kind of laughed a little bit, and I kind of laughed along with him, but I had no clue what he was talking about. I didn't read the Wall Street Journal. I mean, at that time, they didn't even have a sports section, so none of us read it.
It was a restaurant that he knew he liked, and he thought this might be a way for me to succeed in business. About 5.
Probably followed the same path that a lot of players that called me today follow, and that is, I want to get involved in the restaurant business, and I've got somebody that wants to run it. I don't really want to run it, but, I just hopefully successful, and you'll start sending me a check every month or something like that. And that's how I thought it would really go. And never thinking that what if it's not successful, or what if things don't work out? That's kind of foreign to you at that time. You just figure everything you're going to do is going to be successful. Well, it ended up not being as successful as we thought.
Hire better people. I need the entire staff to buy in.
When I went back to basketball and thought about, how'd you get to the point you got to in basketball? And you didn't get there by one day just going out and picking up a basketball and all of a sudden you could, make shots and dribble and do all those things. I and a lot of other people put a lot of hours into practice. And it's the same way in the business world. I had to go back. I went through training, and I learned how to clean bathrooms and how to mop floors and how to make hamburgers and how to order and drop fries and pull drinks. And what I really learned was you were successful because you were dedicated, you were willing to work hard at what you were doing, and you would do things that maybe a lot of people wouldn't do. Well, it was the same thing in the business world.
Fast forward to today, Bridgman Foods has over 200 Wendy's franchises, over 100 Chili's franchises.
What I really found with the business is that if you go into it thinking that you want to be the best at what you're doing, which is the best, whether it's selling hamburgers or chicken or whatever it is, and you want to make opportunities for people to better their lives. It's amazing how much success you can have if you just kind of follow those two parameters.
Guy who really did this quite organically, and again has had this fabulous success.
Bridgman is in the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame, University of Louisville College of Arts and Sciences Hall of Fame, and Kentucky Entrepreneur Hall of Fame, among many accolades. A stretch of Grace Street in East Chicago is named in his honor. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Now check it. I have wept and I have fallen. Don't you worry about me. 'Cause I've stood up, yes, I have grown. The pain has set me free. And like a broken record in my head.
All right, welcome back to Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. I hope y'all appreciate that little tidbit of Junior Bridgman. Big loss, Paul.
Yeah. So when
Did you learn something?
I did. I didn't know as much about him as that video.
Did you know he went to
gives.
law school?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
So I learned about his death from the doorman in the basement of our building. I was coming down the elevator. He said, "Did you hear Junior Bridgman died?" I said, "What?" I didn't even know he was in town, but he said he was at the Galt House or somewhere near the Galt House at a speaking engagement.
Where he lives, sir, Paul.
Well, I know, but I didn't know he was in town. Like
downtown, right next to our building.
In our building, yeah. So they said that he had a heart attack, and he said it don't look good. And I still was kind of like, okay, well, people survive heart attacks. And then about 2 hours later, he passed away.
Well, listen, I don't know if I told you this. I thought I told you this.
You did.
How I found out.
Right.
Yeah. This is how I found out. One of our young, well, he's not young. I mean, I guess he's in his 50s, right?
That'd be young. Thank you.
Okay. One of our young black male judges was leaving the Scouts of America luncheon where Junior Bridgman was speaking. And I just happened to run into him. And I don't run into this judge a lot because, of course, he's on the bench and practicing law, and we don't necessarily all the time run in the same circles. Went to school with Paul, one of Paul's fraternity brothers. But anyway, he said, we exchanged pleasantries. And then he said, I was just at the Galt House, and Junior Bridgman was talking, and he was speaking at the Scouts of America, and he held up one finger and said, "I think I'm having a heart attack." And so they cleared everybody out of the room, and then he said, "That's what I'm doing now. I'm leaving the Galt House." So he was still going through his phone, just trying to get an update. And while we were there, Paul, I don't know if I told you this, but we stood there and talked for a little bit, and then we noticed an ambulance coming through. So, I don't know if that delay contributed in any way, but I got the impression from the judge I was talking to that it was just probably an episode. I mean, I really did. So when I got home later that afternoon and realized that he had passed away, man, you talking about your heart dropping to your feet.
Right.
You know,
So, and that's the thing about life is everybody, like when you think of icons or heroes or people you respect and admire, or even yourself, people always think that that people or yourself are invincible, and things can happen in an instant, and it's sad. And I think that we all, I guess, you can't stop a heart attack. If it's your time, it's your time. But it made me think about how I lived my life, and I think I'm probably a high chance that if I died, I'd probably be that way too, because I wouldn't see it coming.
Man was able to meet him around Derby, always the same. You would never know
he was a billionaire.
He was a billionaire. Yeah,
that's what they say.
Did you get a chance to meet him?
I never met him. No,
I met
Not
him.
that I remember.
I met him. They used to do a gala. And I met him at a gala that was sponsored by them. There you go. His play against UCLA in the 1975 National Championship
first
game,
Final
Louisville,
Four.
the lead, only to lose when Terry Hall, a perfect free throw shooter, missed the front end in one of the unbelievable ones. Yeah, man. I mean, I just think they're going at it, aren't they? What do you think about that, Paul?
I don't think they'll do that. Maybe they'll give him another road. I don't think they'll name it after the person who substantially helped pave it. So
I wonder if something's going on outside because I hear music playing.
They'll probably name something after him.
Total legend in any way. And I agree, Tammy. And here's Frank Clay. I'm not buying it. He was taken out like many other successful people we know, just not buying it. He had enough wisdom to know he was prone for a heart attack. He said he had a heart attack like he knew someone got him. Too young to go like that. What
So
do you
are
think
you?
about that, Paul?
I think Clay saying he was murdered. I don't. I'm not going there. Is that what you're saying, Clay? You think he was murdered? I mean, you think he was murdered? It's when I'm. It's going back to my statement about how we feel like ourselves and our icons are invincible. No. The reality is that everyone's susceptible to a heart attack.
You know, I mean, listen, Paul. I don't mean to. I know you think that sounds conspiracy. I'm sorry, conspiracy like. But here, let me just say this. I sort of thought about. I know he had hamburger franchises and all these fast food franchises that's not good for people to eat. But he looked like an individual that was really in shape for 71,
Yeah, but
72.
a lot of people who are in shape. Was he 71 or 70?
He was 71 or 70.
I thought he was a little older than that. But it doesn't matter.
72.
71. I mean,
Born in 1953. This is 25.
A lot of people are in shape, but the problem is a heart attack isn't because of the last 10 hamburgers you ate.
No,
heart
I
attacks
understand
happen
that, Paul.
over decades and years of not necessarily even the food.
Yeah, but
It's just-
everybody's not destined to have a heart attack.
No, but people have heart conditions that have nothing to do with what they eat. Heart attack is something that happens.
I don't know.
It's not a conspiracy theory. That's the problem with it. We all feel invincible. I know that no matter how good I eat, I'm still susceptible to a heart attack.
Yeah, but you know what, Frank, I would.
Everybody is.
Frank, I would say this, that if I heard that again, it wouldn't surprise me. And I know Paul disagrees
And
with
that's
that.
how the conspiracies start, right?
No, I mean,
that's
it's
how they
just-
start,
I mean,
right there.
it is. I
People
mean,
just making up stuff out of thin air
we
and
have to
rolling
quit-
with it
we-
because
we-
they're afraid to look at their own feelings about it.
Yeah, but we have to quit. We have to quit thinking. We have to quit thinking that everything is supposed to happen just because it happened. And I know I'm a Christian, so I know that God is in control. But all I'm saying, Paul, is that it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder.
Stephanie wants to know what I eat for lunch. Yes, I eat terrible, Stephanie. I'm probably going to have a heart attack. But you know what? I'm going to be happy before I have it because I could walk out into the street and get hit by a car trying to stay healthy. So it is what it is.
He said same thing happened. Same conspiracy theory was attached to Angie Stone. Well, Angie Stone's was kind of. Frank said, "I hope I'm wrong." Angie Stone's was kind of interesting because Angie Stone was really in a battle. Was really in a battle with some big wheels.
Go to Renee's comment. She's right on with what I'm saying. You don't need to eat bad to have a heart attack. Yes, people say y'all. She's right. If the more we think that only the people with bad eating habits.
That's not what I said.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying that you have to only eat bad to have a heart attack, but I think what Frank was saying and the point I'm trying to make is that your eating habits in this country is a process, and at any time during that process, these are the types of things that happen, and all we are saying, Paul, is that he just didn't seem to be the type of person that was forced into that process.
Except for the
so
fact-
we see. Hold on, let me finish. So we see a lot of people in poverty, a lot of people of color in poverty that are having heart conditions and different things like that. Is due to stress. I mean, it could have been stress.
Some
been the
people
stress.
have heart attacks that don't deserve it, and some people don't have heart attacks who probably deserve it. That's the way life is.
Yeah.
That's the way life is.
I hope you're wrong too, Frank, but don't be surprised if you're right. Anyway, Paul, we are at the witching hour of this thing we call Conscious Fever. So I appreciate you
I
joining us.
love the Exit song, y'all. I love it.
But you never stay and watch it.
I've heard it 1,000 times. I ain't got to stay one more time. I like it, but I ain't got to stay and listen.
No, you don't have to.
I mean,
but I'm going to the same garage you're going to, is what I'm saying. Similar to other accidents where everyone else survived and one person died.
Right.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yes, Carl, stress can cause a heart attack as well. Yeah, I know. And, being a billionaire, I mean, I can imagine how stressful that is, especially living with Donald Trump.
And again,
when the market goes up, they lose, billionaires lose millions and millions of dollars just in hours when that market is really volatile.
I mean, how about this? How about every organ in your body, everything about you, just like a car, has a warranty. They can make 100,000 Chevy Silverados, but not every Chevy Silverado is going to perform the same.
Right.
So, his heart stopped. He had a heart attack, and we don't know why. Arkansas beat Kansas. Okay, that's great. But I don't really have a whole lot of care about the tournament anymore because Louisville's out. But that's how I always am, and people complain that I'm like that. But when Louisville's out of the tournament, I don't care who's playing. But I know it's just me. I'm self-centered.
Anyway,
but back again, his heart may have just warranty expired.
Okay.
And I don't think we should make a big deal about conspiracies, about somebody out to get him, about what he ate or what he didn't eat.
It's just something to think
whether
about.
he jogged or not, it was just.
We live in a crazy world, Paul. It's just something to think about. We're not trying to start a chain of conspiracy theories here.
It sounded like you were trying to start a chain of conspiracy theories when y'all said that you think it was something other than a heart attack.
I was just simply
because that sounds
listen,
like
Paul. On this show, we show
conspiracy
comments.
Theories.
Come get on the MSU bus. Since you don't want to watch NCAA tournament.
All right, I rooted for them the other night when they were playing. They were playing against that school, of a private school or something. And of course, the tuition was 10 times as more, and we were rooting for them. And the last second shot that he made was, awesome.
Okay, so tonight, y'all, we were joined. Let's see. Let me see what Tammy's saying. Ride out the tournament with us. That's okay. Yeah. The broader thought is that blacks do not govern their health. Facts.
Do not govern their health.
Yeah, I got you. Listen, y'all, it is that time of a day, and it is really time for us to go. So, Paul, can you say good night?
Good night, everyone. Conscious Fever family. Everyone be safe. Hope your team wins.
Yeah, hope your team. Anyway, I am Carl Price. This is Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. Don't know why the cameraman is doing that to me tonight. But in any case,
I want to answer this question.
Oh, you want to answer Frank's question? Let me see if we can put that up there.
The videos I showed were for what purpose? Okay, so I'm always on here saying the sky is falling, like Chicken Little. Ever since Trump got elected, and you can't stop saying it because people, when things that are abnormal are overlooked and we normalize them, then there's just another stage. The stuff that's going on with the United States is not normal. United States is not supposed to be friends with Putin and against all our allies. Okay, that's not normal. And I just want to keep people. You can call it woke, you can call it whatever, but I just think these videos and these parodies. People need to stay alert and not just get complacent and say, "Oh well, he took away our segregation is gone."
He said, what was the purpose of the video?
Yeah, the purpose of the video is to show you that this is America.
Yeah, gotcha.
Played over Gambino's song, and if you go back to the original video, he was pretty much saying the same thing 4 or 5 years ago, right?
How my man died was abnormal.
No, is
that what you're saying, Paul? Anyway,
no, we talking about. You said the videos I showed. The videos I showed had to do with Trump.
Right. What was that purpose?
How my man died was abnormal. Oh, I see what he's saying.
No, that's what he's saying. He's saying how he believes that how he died. He's around his same age, so he believes that it was abnormal.
Frank, you got to be vigilant, man. Anybody can die of a heart attack at any time, and sometimes there's nothing you can do. I mean, if you're a believer in God, you'd say if it's my time, it's my time. But a heart attack is just something that strikes people because an artery gets clogged and it's so secret and silent. You don't know when it's coming, because when the blood's pumping and the heart stops, you don't get you don't get a huge warning. You get seconds and you're dead. I've had friends who have had heart attacks. Some are healthy, some aren't, but it just happens. And if they knew exactly what started and stopped heart attacks, they'd give everybody a pill and say, no more heart attacks.
Welcome to the Conscious Fever podcast.
All right, y'all.
Hosted by Carl Price and Paul Mullins. Coming to you live from Louisville, Kentucky.
It is about time for us to get out of here. Thanks for joining us. Paul, again, say goodbye. I thought you had said goodbye before. Anyway, we will see you guys next week.
Thank you for watching the Conscious Fever podcast. We will see you next week.
When you need the best sound, when you want the best songs, tune in. We're here for you. The best radio in town all day long.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh yes it is. Then I go to my brother. And I say, brother, help me please. But he wind up knocking me back down on the knees. There've been times that I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able, Father, to carry on. And it's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it is, yes it is, yes it is. Said I know that a change is gonna come one day. I know a change